All right, so good morning. Today is 8 a.m., the 26th of September 2021. And we always do a, let's say, live webinar at this time. So we do this webinar just as a sort of vlog and podcast for... All right, so, sorry, I've just got some feedback there, so I'll stop that. So we do a vlog and a sort of podcast from Zimmer and Peacock. We look back at the week, and as I say, today's the 26th of September 2021, and so this is a sort of look back at that week. Now, the first sort of piece of news that we put out there on Monday, it's obviously in Norwegian, ZP, we have a strong, globally, we're active, but we have our strongest presence in the UK and in Norway. Hi Ahmet, good to see you. Thank you for sending those videos. That was pretty cool. We just put up a bit of news this week about some testing. I know it's in Norwegian, but I'll just just run you through it a bit. So there was a press release that was put out by one of the sort of Norwegian hospitals, where one of the let's say one of the professors, or clinical professors there, had done some work with ZP on testing the ChronoCheck Lite. And so it's kind of nice that we've developed some technology and it's been gone into clinical settings. So that was just a little bit of news from Zimmer and Peacock about some work that we've been doing in Norway. As I say, it is in Norwegian. If you use Chrome, it will offer you a translation. We did do our ZP Developer Zone webinar on Thursday. It was quite packed because we talked about 4 to 20 milliamp devices higher, and we also talked about non-invasive CGM. I think people thought that we were sort of saying that CGM didn't exist. CGM definitely does exist. We were just talking about the non-invasive CGM. So I did get some comments that, if CGM does exist, Dexcom and Medtronic at least. And I would say to that, well, Dexcom, Medtronic and Abbott at least. But no, definitely CGM does exist. It's just the non-invasive form of it, which is a lot more problematic. We also talked about cortisol in the saliva. And we also, we're a friendly company, so we also talked about alternatives to cortisol in the saliva, which would be things like FRAP and TAS and redox, which we also have sensors for. Anyway, so we had a very busy, very packed ZP Developer Zone this week, and I appreciate that the guys that are online were probably there as well, so a bit of a repeat for you guys, but I do appreciate it. It's probably worth saying that one of the people who follows us regularly in the ZP Developer Zone webinars and the vlog will actually be joining us in October. So just FYI, one of our members and one of our followers, let's say, on the vlog will be joining us. So we look forward to receiving you. It's kind of an unusual business. It's just, so Zimmer and Peacock, we're, for biosensors and electrochemical biosensors. And because we make gold electrodes and because we make gold surfaces, and we've also got MEMS capability. Once you've got MEMS capability, the ability to make small small featured gold surfaces, then you start finding yourself going to new areas like SPR, surface plasmon resonance. Hi Celso, good to see you. So ZP is, we've just taken on a SPR spectrometer and a transmittance spectrometer. So we do have some programs in-house now that are actually not electrochemical. They are SPR in nature. So I just want to kind of, especially to people like Aftab and Celsuk, you're out there talking to people. We do have MEMS capability, which is, it's harder to make a MEMS device than it is to make a screen printed device. And then we do have now the skill set in SPR as well, in surface plasma resonance, and we have some new hardware to allow us to do that as well. So this is also, because, you know, at Zimmer and Peacock, you know, we do lots of formulations, lots of development. And in the past, we actually, at one point, you'll laugh at this, you know, we were actually struggling to get the right kind of gold nanoparticles that we wanted for a formulation. You know, I don't think gold nanoparticles are absolutely essential for a, you know, they're not essential for a biosensor to work, but people do like to put gold nanoparticles, you know, into their scientific papers, you know, it's because, you know, they argue it increases sensitivity. So what that means then is that if a client, you know, essentially comes to us looking for gold nanoparticles, you know, we can put them in there. And so this week we have been synthesizing gold nanoparticles. And I think lots of you sort of know that, you know, you get this kind of color due to the colloidal suspension of the gold nanoparticles. So yeah, it's kind of interesting because we do have a lot of chemistry labs, so it is not too problematic for us to go and do, you know, this kind of material synthesis. Now this is definitely a bit of fun. So we, you know, at ZP, I do try to work with our developers' own members. I mean, you know, as I say, one of the guys online who's commenting at the moment, he's actually joining us for real in October. So it sort of shows, you know, our commitment to actually offering people opportunities. One of our members, you'll see him on quite a bit online, is a guy called Hasim. Hasim came to us. I mean, he's a very, you know, intelligent, you know, guy. He knows how to get things done. And so the photos and the video I'm showing at the moment, these actually, lots of these images and photos were taken whilst he was actually at ZP in Coventry. So what he did was he won an Analytical Chemistry Trust Fund from the RSC. So there he is in our labs in Coventry next to Famming. Because I thought when I saw this video, I thought I recognize this equipment. And then I realized it was our equipment. So, and there he is. He's at the ZP facility in Coventry. Here he is. Because I recognized this potentiostat. I thought, I recognize that potentiostat. And then I realized, yeah, it's because he came to us. He did a 3-month placement. And he had an RSC, let's say, fund for it. And we match funded it with him. Because the RSC simply didn't give enough money for him to live on. We don't believe in people not being able to afford their lives. So we, you know, helped him match fund it. So we were very happy. He came to us, and it just kind of shows that when we say on our website, you know, ZP will support people with the Royal Society of Chemistry Analytical Trust Chemistry Funds, we do it. You know, these are evidences that, you know, of, you know, that we do these things. So thank you, Hasim, for coming. Thank you for your entrepreneurial spirit in finding that scheme. And then ZP also, you know, reciprocated by match funding with you as well. This week, you know, it was easy to get into Norway. So this week I flew from Norway, from the UK to Norway. It's very easy to get in. It was a little harder to get out, which is kind of ironic because if you're a UK citizen, you should be able to get back to your home country. It should be hard to get into other people's countries. But we got in, we got out. And so this was a video that, or I'm just describing a video that I shot. So we've got a project on going on at the moment. It's very well funded, probably €2.5 million worth of funding. It just tells you the kind of funding it takes to do this kind of technology. And here in the video, I'm showing you essentially a complete potentiostat in a tiny packet that's implantable and could be used for monitoring fish. So that was just something that I was in the corridor. I saw one of the engineers. She showed it to me, and I just made a quick video about it. Also, we will be making some more formal announcements and put some more images up pretty soon about this. But we do have the significant lab in Coventry, and we're opening up now an office on campus at Swansea University. We have some historical ties to Swansea University. We're going to be opening up a office actually on their campus, which I think will be pretty cool. And we sponsored their they've got a chemical society there. run by Professor Owen Guy, who's a very, very good friend to the company, really looks after us. So Professor Owen Guy, we sponsored their chemical society, so they sent us a little picture of them all on the beach. To be frank, I'm quite looking forward to going back to Swansea because, you know, it's essentially they're right on the coast, you know, so it's, you know, it's a very sort of nice place to do science and engineering from, and eventually that will become one of our new, you know, additional sites in the UK as well. So if I look at our news from this week as well, at ZP, one of our strongest ways of recruiting people is actually to do projects with them, be it master's projects, be it undergraduate projects. Even if people are in India, we will support them in their undergraduate or master's projects. I mention that because we haven't had any, and I think it's a real, let's say, shame. But USN is the local university to us in Norway. This is a picture with myself and a couple of the undergrads who are going to do their undergraduate project with us. I mean, they'll get an excellent undergraduate project because we're so supportive, and they're also building upon technology that, you know, we've already done. So they're building upon, you know, when you start something from scratch and you have no resources, there's only a certain amount of, you know, good work you can do. But if you're working with ZP, then, you know, we have, they're in our facilities at this moment. You know, there's all the equipment, there's all the know-how, and they're building upon technology that's already existing. So happy to support students, and I'm happy to support students in Turkey and in India and sort of around the globe. Because I was in Norway this week as well, I took a few pictures around the facility. So this is a couple of our engineers. I'm actually testing some sodium sensors. So we do have some nice ion selective sodium sensors. They were making a video about it and doing some testing. Yeah, and this is actually what those sensors look like. So there's ZP, let's say, electrodes that be functionalized towards sodium, and we've got these little microfluidic compartments on top of them to help draw the sample onto the electrode. So just a bit, it's nice to go back to the main facility in Norway because it's just so full of technology. And people take it for granted, you know, day in, day out, they're working in these facilities. Of course, when you come in on occasions like I do, you know, the place has changed so significantly, and the technology has just gone up. You know, there's what they call TRL levels, technology readiness levels, and all of our tech, you know, just goes up and up and up. So I'm quite happy with that. This might just, you know, for some of you who will end up visiting us or even working with us, just to give you a quick, so this, I know it's a little bit of a small image on the video, but I'll describe it. This is one of our conferencing rooms. So, you know, at ZP, we take, you know, communication and the clarity of communication quite seriously. So when we're sometimes having meetings with actual clients, we're sitting in a highly, let's say, functional conference room, you know, large table, plenty of room for the guys, professional camera on them that can tilt and move around. And when you look, if you're looking online and watching the vlog, you can see that there's, you know, there's, in this video conferencing, it's actually more like a sort of, you know, there are actually 40 people, you know, participating, and so you can see all their faces. But it's part of the reason why, you know, we do have a very international outlook, because communication and the clarity of communication is, let's say, really important to us. And, you know, this is not just one video conferencing room like this. You know, we have two in that particular building. And because I was able to go to Norway this week, this is just I'm taking the picture, but there's a few engineers in our clean rooms. You know, they're fully gowned up. You know, so if you want to, unfortunately, make a repeatable sensor, you know, let's say a cortisol sensor, you know, these are not made in, you know, scruffy laboratories. These are made in class 7 clean rooms, and then we'll have class 5 zones within those clean rooms. So it's nice to be able to take that picture this week. And I think we're sort of, And then this is just one of our engineers actually doing testing, and she's doing electrochemical testing with a multi-channel potentiostat. But you get the sense that, the setup, the way that the precautions that she's carrying, these sensors are essentially intended for human health, and you can see the kind of precautions we have to take, because we don't want, sensors intended for human health causing a health issue, let's say. So yeah, it was definitely sort of nice to get back in there. So let me sort of summarize this week. So this week we've obviously moved forward with our technology. One of our ZP Developers Own members is actually coming on next month to work with us. One of our ZP Developers Own members, through his own entrepreneurial spirit, came to work with us for 3 months, and we match funded his grant. You can see how the technology is moving on, and there's a high professionalism when it comes to the fabrication and manufacture of these electrochemical biosensors, even if it's only in the R&D stage and not gone full sort of ISO 13485 type manufacturing. So let me wrap up. It's been 15-16 minutes now, so I appreciate I can see that you're all online again, and I appreciate that, and I know that Ahmet's been sent some videos, so myself and Sindra are appreciative of those. I've taken a good look at it. It looks quite interesting. I look for some feedback off that. Aftab, appreciate the work that you're doing, in India, and sort of, work hard on it. And Selçuk, I do appreciate the efforts that you're putting into Turkey. I think for, let's say, Ahmet and Selçuk, let's try and encourage the professors to start collaborating with ZP for the undergraduate and master's projects, so we can start getting the tech into those academic institutions. Okay, cool. So have a good day, guys. Thanks for sort of joining earlier on. Just found that 8 p.m. London time, I was pretty tired by the end of the weekend, so thank you for coming in early on like this. And I shall see some of you in person very soon. Drop me a line, guys, if you've got any problems. And otherwise, don't forget, on Thursday, 8 a.m. London time, we'll be doing our ZP Developer Zone. Okay, take care, and thank you very much.